try to get a matchup with Ngannou. Oh, goes the roof! Francis Ngannou!
But this is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow, it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow!
It's very rare.
What a finish! Another one.
Really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out? Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get to
It's a knockout!
Oh my
It's a
God.
knockout!
And he's closing it! Trying to finish it! And it's over!
Because I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Buck is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
Punch me right in the face, man.
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Piercing. All right. Other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
For his opponent to be quicker on the tangent.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby!
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow, how good is this?
Finish him! Get him a body bag! Yeah!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just if you become a pansy. That's in the Book of Brawl.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers!
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
Gotta be very careful. What's up, Trash Talkers? What's going on, Gruntworks Nation? We are live. And you know what? I got to start this show out because I'm pretty pumped up. You know, you think that you need Marines and, like, you know, that Marines are important. And,
Ooh, said that.
Rah. But as we have proven time and time again on this show is that these Army guys, we don't need them. We don't need the Marines. So normally our producer, the baker, Muffin Fingers, is the one who's doing all the live streaming, right? He's a Marine. Well, he's like, I can't make it because I have to bake cookies or something.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I don't know, right? But here it is. I pressed live and it worked. All right. You suspect.
Oh,
You're suspect.
you
right?
did figure it out, Chet. Sorry.
But I do have to, you know, hey, if you're watching, remember it's political season. So our stream goes to the bottom of everybody's thread. So please do us a favor, like, share. If you're watching on YouTube, share that as well, please. Love it. And I love all you guys and girls watching. And I hope that we're making you some money. Because I know for a fact that I didn't make you any money last week in the NFL. Nada. All right. Especially with your goddamn Detroit Lions. That every time I put them on, when I put my name on the Detroit Lions show, we're 1-3. All right. We're 1 and
I love you, Grandpa. Whew, man. Man.
We did, however, if you were paying attention to the UFC picks, we did pretty freaking well. So, Joe, give us a. Of course, I'm the big girl. We don't have Bill with us, Senate 7. We also don't have Stacks with us, the drunken cyborg, because apparently, if they're not doing what they want to do, they don't want to come on either. All right, so both you two go.
team
Right there.
players.
Yeah,
Couple
team
of
players,
team
my
players.
ass. You know, so
That
but
John
anyways,
full of shit, man.
unreal. But have no fear, Trash Talkers, Gruntworks Nation. The two OGs are here, and we'll make sure to take care of you on it. But Trigger Joe is here. How's it going, man?
Oh, good. Oh, fantastic. We the NFL has just been paying me on Thursday nights. I missed one last night, but it did hit a college football parlay and the UFC card. In case anyone's keeping score, and I know that you're not, but I am. Everyone got shut out last week, but yours truly called another perfect main card. Missed on the Nathaniel Wood, so the 8-fighter didn't go through, but that is the only fight I missed on that card. That one just lined up perfectly. I saw Volk get hurt in the first fight. I called the knockout like I saw it coming, and it came very earlier than I thought it would because I had it third round. But I did have Islam by KO. I had Makhachev by sub, which he damn near pulled off. And every other fight just went the way I saw it. And I love these pay-per-views because you got big time talent on there. And if they're big time talent, I've been watching them for a long time. So it's kind of like the Dobes. You almost know what you're going to get out of them. Except
for sure.
Bobby fucking Green got us in
Bobby
October again last week.
Green.
He got us in October again because right up until Grant Dawson, and we bet against him. And I've met the man, and he laughed at me and said, "Don't bet against me, never." And he's got that raspy voice, "Never bet against me, because I bring the dog out. I smoke 5 blunts a day, and I still go out there and I'll train these guys." And that's Bobby Green. He said it on podcasts. Like, he does not care. That dude is a dog, and I'll never doubt him again. It might be too late, but Bobby Green, I'm part of your fan club, buddy. Cost me money, but damn it, I should have bet on you. And when I met you, you were right. He was a good dude. He was like, "Oh man, I hate that I did that to y'all, but don't bet against me again." And what did we do? Goddamn paratroopers doing what they want.
Exactly.
But you made us pay. Anyways, other than that, we've been pretty damn good on the UFC, and I wouldn't want Nick's job. Calling the NFL is brutal. You never know when one of these prima donnas is going to just decide to not show up because he's pissed at the coach or whatever. There's politics that doesn't go on in college football, and it's calling the NFL is harder than calling the NBA. And that's true.
And I've been fortunate enough to be above 60% the last 3 years, but we're rocking and rolling on it. And it's just like I love it. Like you brought up Thursday, right? So you have the Bills at 8.5, right? And I did not take that spread. I took the Bills money line in a 4-legger, going with my 3 locks here.
I teased it when Tampa Bay 10.
Okay, nice.
Plus,
But you notice how these things happen in the NFL and how they happen in gambling. They're down by 14, right? So they score a touchdown and they go for 2. So if you had that 8 or that 8.5, you're like, oh, don't get it. Oh, just don't get it. And then the pass gets tipped and then caught. It's like, oh my God. And then that backdoor upset was if that receiver, if Godwin would have just turned around half a second earlier, that game was over. That was a win for Tampa.
Look, Tampa Bay is that team that you don't want to see if you're dinged up. They're not a team that you're going to have to bring it against those dudes, man. Because I'll tell you what, Detroit won 20-6. That might have been the best game Detroit played all year, other than Kansas City. That was a physical, hard-nosed football game. And I honestly think if I was Bills Nation, I'd be excited because that actually looked like a pretty decent Bills team because Tampa Bay is no slouch. Tom Brady didn't just show up there at 49,000 years old and walk them into a Super Bowl by themselves. There's guys like Rashard White. There's guys like Devin White. Who's the other big-time linebacker that they got that I'm missing out on, who's under 25 years old? Damn it.
I'm blanking on it too.
LSU, but they're young. They hit hard. They've got veteran leadership in the secondary. And Baker Mayfield may not be great, but he's not Johnny Manziel either. He's a gamer. And there's a reason why pros like him. And you can tell he has that team. It's not like Derek Carr where, he might be in danger of losing the locker room after last Thursday.
Yeah, for sure. But hey, those of you watching, I'm super excited. So look up there in the upper left-hand side of your screen, and you got a QR code. So go ahead and scan that, and then go get a shirt. All right, it's we own Gruntworks and Veteran Trash Talk. Put in the code VTTGW while watching this show and get yourself a discount. And then I'm super excited. You're going to start seeing some ads on Gruntworks and on Veteran Trash Talk for 4 Patriots. All right, you'll see their logo right up there. So go to 4patriots.com. And if you're into outdoor survival, hunting, camping, anything where you want to get off the grid for a little bit, they got all the supplies that you need. And they have jumped on this partnership with us to help our mission. And again, I think they're being a lot more generous than we are to them. So we really appreciate 4 Patriots and jumping on our mission. And they're excited to be partners with us. And we're super excited to be partners with them. Much more to come starting in November with like banner ads and discounts. So check your emails. If you're not on our email list yet, go to VeteranTrashTalk.com, go to shop.VeteranTrashTalk.com and sign up for the email list, and you'll get a bunch of offers from 4 Patriots. I think they got food that lasts like 25 years.
Yeah.
All right. When it goes in there, then they got those.
And that's all we need for Patriot. Just tell us you love us every once in a while and that our hair looks good, and we'll kill for you.
Yeah, exactly. Or just, give us money so we can advertise. I don't know. One of the
legally do our best.
But then I'm going to change the background real quick here. See if I could do it. Look at that. Can't really see it very well, but we also got 10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirit Company. So go to 10th Mountain, go to 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10thwhiskey.com. Put in the code VTT. All right, get yourself a discount on some whiskey. All right,
and thank you for getting back to me, Ryan. Appreciate you, dude.
And I'm doing this whole I'm doing this whole producer thing that Chris somehow can't handle, and I've changed screens like 6 times. Joe, have you noticed that? Not a problem. Not a single problem. Okay. But those of you watching on Big Earl's page, on Gruntworks, on YouTube, on Twitter, hey, thanks for joining in. Leave a comment, say hi, say what you're thinking about these games. And be a smart aleck. We don't give a shit. All right. So say whatever you want. And just again, our page was designed to make sure that no veteran is ever alone in the age of social media. So if you got a battle buddy, you got a veteran living in your neighborhood that's struggling or whatever, just have them come on Veteran Trash Talk. And they're going to find somebody that they have something in common with. We're not alone. All right. We're not alone with social media. Never will be. So just keep in mind that's what we have. And again, it's been my therapy. It's been Joe's therapy. We do our shows on Saturday, but let's get into the NFL. And let's make sure that we win this week because I had to. Oh my God!
Oh, for heaven's sakes! And they're not starting you off easy. They got a tough one right out the gate. We got the 4-3 Atlanta Falcons going into the Tennessee Titans, who are never predictable. Atlanta is. Hang on, I went ahead and put down different stats, but Atlanta's coming off a 16-13 win over Tampa Bay that screwed everybody up. And then Tennessee lost to Baltimore 24-16. I got Atlanta as a 2.5-point favorite going in.
Yeah, that's what I'm tracking with 35 over under. Titans don't know who they're going to play at quarterback. All right, Tannehill's out, so I mean I got to go Falcons here. But again, you just going into Tennessee, who knows? But I got to go. I'm not going to touch this game. Maybe I'll put it in a fun like $5 15 teamer. But that's about it. I go Falcons here. Oh, by the way, before we go, we got Totus I from Washington State, Yakama Nation. Yo, what's up, brother? How you doing up there in Washington? But thanks for tuning in. All right, what else we got?
We got the surprising Houston Texans going into the lowly Carolina Panthers, who are 0-6, coming off a blowout loss to Miami. Houston just beat NO 20-13. Got Houston as a 3.5-point favorite with a 43.5 over under.
Yeah, somebody who didn't think Houston was surprising this year, this guy. Okay, I have been riding them, and they have saved my ass on almost every betting week. And I definitely hit them last week. The Panthers are coming off a bye week, so this game's going to be pretty tight. But I'm actually going to lock the Texans here.
I like it. Battle of the top 2 QBs taken off the board, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I definitely say Houston won that deal, even though he's a Buckeye.
That takes a lot of courage.
That kid's saying all the right things and when the mic's in his face and he's going out and he's winning as many games as he's losing, you can't expect a whole lot more from him. I think Houston got themselves a good one, and I never have been a believer in Bryce Young. I just haven't. So, am I saying it backwards? Which one's North
No,
Carolina? Bryce Young.
yeah. Stroud's lighting it up.
Stroud,
Stroud's
yeah, the Buckeye. But then we got Jacksonville going into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a 2-point home dog with a 41 over under. That seems a little interesting.
Yeah, this game I was scared of it at first, but Jacksonville's hot right now. That's where this spread comes from. But Pittsburgh is, I mean, they're putting games together, and they got TJ Watt. Right? They got a game changer on defense.
They got somebody else that no one saw coming, and that's George Pickens, who's having himself a hell of a season. Chase Claypool, go be a prima donna for another team, because as soon as they traded you, somebody stepped up and took your place. And
yep, and the team you went to traded you again, anyways. So like it's just they're pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. And then again, there's no mistake about that. Guys who've been in the infantry or combat arms, and even though in more tighter knit units, know that somebody can screw up a locker room real fast, real fast. So
too.
So I'm gonna go Pittsburgh here with one of my upset picks.
Wow. All right. Yeah. It's not out of this world at all.
Yeah,
they did just beat Baltimore, who thumped the Lions, and TJ Watt.
They also beat LA in LA. So like they're at home, tough place to play.
Najee Harris was the #1 recruited running back in the country coming out of high school. Then he went to Alabama and played behind a stable of backs. He never really got featured the way he's supposed to be featured. He's still a young guy. I mean, Pittsburgh has weapons. Then we got the Rams going into Dallas. Dallas is a 6-point favorite at home with a 45.5 over under.
These are my days are them boys, baby. The Cowboys. -6 against the Rams. The Rams are sneaky good. You know that I'm to bet against. I'm a Stafford guy. I've always liked him. Even liked him when he was in Detroit. But them boys at -6, I like that as a lock.
Yeah,
I do.
I see that 24-17 game.
But Cooper Kupp, he's back. And he's full snap counts now, and that's dangerous.
Is Diggs out for Dallas?
Yeah, he's out for the year.
He's done, right? Okay.
Yeah, very unfortunate. You don't like seeing those superstars go out.
No. And hey, here at VTT, we freaking hate injuries too. So if you're one of those people that's like, oh, good, I'm glad he went down, we probably wouldn't have a beer together.
Nope.
Then we got the Vikings going into the frozen tundra Lambeau Field. It's a pick'em game between the Packers and Minnesota with a 42 over under.
So those of you that know the Big Earl here, I'm a Packers fan. All right, but I do my best to be objective. I do my best to not give a shit about who I'm cheering for. But I do got to talk about they lost to Denver in Denver. All right, missed field goal, big time. But people are being super, super hard on Jordan Love. And it's like he's playing like an average quarterback in the NFL. And it's his first year playing.
Behind 2 Hall of Famers.
2 Hall of Famers, right? But however, right? LaFleur owned it up and said, I told him to go deep on this route. Right. And he underthrew it. If he checks that ball down to Dylan, if anybody goes back and looks at that, Dylan gets to the 20-yard line before he's touched. All right. And that guy's a freight train. But again, he's a young kid. I think the coach has to, step in there and be like, hey, and by the way, they're destroyed by injuries. Absolutely destroyed.
The fleur is French for the flower. Yeah, but I bet it's a tough flower like a snapdragon or a dogwood, eh?
And I don't care what anybody else says. Who's Joe Burrow throwing to? This guy named, I think his name's Jamar Chase. Okay. Who's Kirk Cousins throwing to? I think it's a guy named Jefferson.
Tyler Boyd.
Right. This guy came from the Packers, but who's, Goff throwing to? All right. You got legitimate #1 receivers. And who's Jordan Love throwing to? Right. 2-year guys in the league, 2 years. Great. All right. So I'm excited as a Packer fan. I got in that for nothing, but I like the Vikings here. If I had to bet, I would bet on the Vikings, but I would lock the under here at 42.
Yeah, that's solid. That's
Because
solid.
the Packers defense still ain't that bad. But their secondary is in shambles. They brought up 3 guys off the practice squad this week to play in the secondary. So good
I'll tell
luck.
you, the
I don't think
Vikings
just
defense they had the other night, I could see this being a very low scoring game because man, they held San Francisco right in their pocket. San Francisco never got out and got to run their game. And man, the Vikings showed that they had a defense.
Marvin says the Bears. Marvin, hey,
Lol.
hey, it's okay. All right, we're with you. We're here for you. We're here to support you.
Marvin, I'm a Lions fan. I know where you've been. I know where
as a Packer fan, I didn't know what losing felt like until I was 42 years old. And that's
Marvin. He's not one of us. He doesn't know. He got to see Brett Favre running around with his helmet off in the Silverdome, crushing my dreams when I was a kid as a rookie.
Yeah, it used
Marvin,
to be
I know what it's like to be in an abusive relationship with the Lions. Okay,
and
I feel
now
you,
it's a 15-yard penalty to take your helmet off. But when Favre threw a touchdown in '96 in the Super Bowl, he was running halfway around the field with his helmet off. Like
Favre does it. It's headlines.
It's gorgeous.
All right, yeah, beautiful head of hair. All right, so listen, we got the Patriots who are just asking to go on a cruise with Captain Bruisin'. It's called the Bruise Cruise. They're going to Miami. Miami minus 9.5 with a 46.5 over under. How bad is this going to get?
All right. So now, but before I get into this, I have to address, the Bears fan. All right. Lions are doing good, Marvin says. Yes, Marvin, we know. All right. And so before, the Bears beat the Broncos. Stop it. Right. We were being nice to you. We were being friendly to you. But if you want to start bringing up
Marvin, if you make a Justin Fields comment, it is over between us.
Oh my God, you got a Division II quarterback just fucking rocking it for you guys. Love it. However, there is a connection between the Bears and the Broncos. Do you know what that is, Marvin? Do you know what it is? It's Jay Cutler. All right. You gave the Broncos a Super Bowl because all those big ass defensive draft picks that they had, they got from the Bears, and you guys got Jay Cutler. All right. So yeah. I'm glad you beat the Broncos, but you also got them a Super Bowl with your dumbass Chicago trade. All right, but anyways, love you, Marvin. Thanks for watching.
Chicago. All right, listen. Stop putting all those vegetables on your hot dogs.
Yeah. But
no.
Before that, the Finns watch the injury report. All right, Tyreek is. This is one of those games where the Dolphins we could probably win without Tyreek, which means the Pats might cover 9.5. So just be careful with that one.
Yeah. Marvin, you got us thrown off. I skipped right over the game before you could pick it. Yes, they do suck. New Orleans.
The Bears O-line sucks.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Every fucking position they suck at.
Yeah. Who's their starting receiver? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
New Orleans is going into Indy, coming off of that beating, then the other beating. NO looks like Derek Carr might have lost the locker room. Indy is a +1 favorite at home with a 43.5 over under. Why is that, Nick?
It's because of Minshew starting at quarterback, but Taylor is playing, and he's in his 3rd game back. He's going to be just fine. They blew it against the Browns last week, straight blew it, right? Those are when the gambler's nightmares is when you're watching a team outplay somebody for 3 3/4 quarters. And then lose. It's that's not right. But this is my next upset pick is the Colts.
All right, I had visions of Aaron Rodgers dancing around in my head when you said beating a team for 3 3/4 quarters.
No, that was actually that was 3 and 9, 3 and what is it? How do you do the math?
59/60. What it was.
No, it was 60 out of 60. You guys were leading the entire time during regulation in both games.
Yeah, except for the zeros. Stop it! No, I'm just kidding.
Take that, Bears fans.
We got the Battle of New York in the Who Gives a Shit Bowl. The Jets going into the Giants. Giants are 3-point home dogs with a 35.5 over under.
This is not a Who Gives a Shit Bowl, and you want to know why? Because it's a lock. All right, the Jets. Yes. The Jets are going to beat them 20-3.
I like it.
20-3. I mean, I might put a side bet that the Giants don't score a point.
All right, so we got a revenge game here. Philly going into Washington. Washington is a 7-point home dog with a 43.5 over under.
Yeah, the Commanders are that team this year. I just don't touch them. I
Yeah,
just don't touch them.
I don't like it.
I don't know what to do. Like I'll bet a team to beat them, and the Commanders win by 3 scores, right? And then they'll take on the Bears, and the Bears put up 40 on them in the first half. Like, okay, so not sure. Giants are still a team. That is a factual statement, Marvin.
They have not left New York. No,
They have, yeah, they are 100% still a team.
Real fans.
And guess what, Marvin? The Bears beat the Commanders. So fucking what?
Yeah,
Right.
NFL math doesn't work. So I feel like we may have a lock coming here. I could be wrong, but I feel like we do. We got Cleveland going into Seattle. Seattle is -4 at home with a 37.5 over under.
Is a sleeper gouda like the cheese. You're smelling it, right? But anyways, before that, the last game, I take Marvin's got us all fucked up. But I take the Eagles in that game, anyways. But yeah, the Hawks lock this up. DK was hurt last week. That's why the spread's so low. But DK's practiced Thursday and Friday, so DK's coming, big time.
Yeah, DK Metcalf is a freak. My
Friggin'
God,
monster, friggin' monster.
we got the Baltimore Ravens that, man, did they put it on and humble my Lions last week. Looked like they had it all together. They are -10 going into Arizona with a 44.5 over under. That's a big number for a team that beat the Cowboys. But what do you think about that one?
Yeah, I think they're riding the Lamar train. Lamar finally put up MVP type numbers last week for the first time all year. So who knows? Maybe he's getting maybe he's warmed up. Yeah, maybe he's getting warmed up. And again, I always said this about Lamar. He's the best football player on the planet. Whenever a game starts and he's there, he's the best. Right.
You know what's another factor, because I watched every single snap of that game. Odell Beckham, I don't have to like him. I don't hate on talent. Odell Beckham looked like he might have some freaking tread still on the tires against the Lions. Now, I'm not saying it's going to last all season. The guy has no ligaments in his knees. He literally played with the Rams in the Super Bowl and said, I'm going to run till they explode, after they did the MRI, because they said, like, your knees just don't have this one. I couldn't remember which one it is. It's one you can still play with. But he looks like he's healthy.
MCL. Yeah.
And he made the Lions pay on a couple of big plays. It looked like he had a couple of second and third tackle breaks. And, man, if that guy is drawing attention with Lamar, you don't need a guy to break plays. You just need a guy to draw one more defender, and that's it. And I'm telling you, that's a good Lions defense that he just hung almost a 40 burger on, and it could have been worse.
Yep.
So,
for sure.
I was very impressed with the Ravens last week. I hate the number 10 on a spread.
Yeah, so do I. But I'm gonna go Ravens. I'm gonna go Ravens here, and I'm not gonna put them in a parlay with that spread, but this is one of those games that I'm tempted to put the money on that spread. It's close. It's real close.
All right. Oh man, are you ready for some football? We got Cincinnati going into San Francisco. San Francisco's -5 with a 43.5 over under.
That line moved. I got him in at -4. But yeah, I like the 49ers here. Again, it's tough when your superstars get hurt. Like I said, the superstars get hurt and then they miss practice, right? And here we're talking about practice. All right. This isn't the NBA. This is the NFL. And if you miss practice, you're a liability. Right. Yeah. You just are, because your timing's off. Your situational awareness is off. Again, as a Packer fan, I've been seeing that for the last 3 weeks. The guys finally get back into the lineup and they're off by a half a second. It's just tough. But we do have to cover Marvin again. Marvin said, sorry, it was a question about the Giants. Marvin, we have these things that are called question marks.
Yeah.
All right. Otherwise, it's a goddamn statement. All right. But no, I like the 49ers here. Not going to lock it up because I think the Bengals are hitting their stride and they're just off a bye week. So, yeah, I like it.
Like Totus, Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Statement.
He loves it.
Yeah.
He's from Tacoma Nation. So
there we go.
Otherwise known as Tacoma.
Yeah, the rain just keeps on coming in Denver. Kansas City going into Denver. Denver is a 7-point dog at home with a 47 over under.
Here's where I'm going to make all my money back because you got the Broncos beating the Pack, even though they socked at everything. They're not, and they play the Broncos. They usually play the Chiefs tough, but the Chiefs are rolling. And I don't care what you say, call it the Taylor Swift effect, right? Like it's no that locker room is having a good time. They're all getting along, and I think the Chiefs are going to win by 30 in this game. It's like
All right.
30. Lock
Yeah,
it.
I could see that being a afternoon romp for them. We've got the Bears of Chicago flying out to LA to see decent weather for once. LA is an 8.5-point favorite with a 46.5 over under.
Yeah, this is a Sunday night game, right?
Yes, it is.
So yeah, before we get into that, remember, guys, all right, see the QR code up on the left? Go ahead and scan it. That goes to our store, shop.veterantrashtalk.com, and put in the code VTTGW. It's written right underneath it. Get yourself a discount. And then for Patriots, they're our brand new sponsor. All right, outdoor survival gear. Go to forpatriots.com. We don't have a discount. You could try VTTGW. They're setting it up soon, but it should start in November. But they got all kinds of stuff for outdoor survival people. Anybody that does hunting, anything like that, go check them out. They're joining our mission in lowering the veteran suicide rate. So please go check them out big time. Here we go. Chargers, Bears. All right. 8.5. I want to lock the Chargers here. I'm not going to lock them. I just think the Bears will make it a little bit closer than that. But the Chargers just kind of suck.
Yeah, they can't really execute.
Right. I don't get it. And and they're kind of driving my betting book wild, but
Yeah.
I don't see how the Bears move the ball against that defense. I just don't.
No. Monday night, love to see it. We got the Las Vegas Raiders coming into the Motor City to face my Lions, who are definitely licking their wounds after that Baltimore whooping. Lions are -8 with a 46 over under.
Yeah, porn star Jimmy might play. So if porn star Jimmy plays, I don't like -8. I like a 7. Right. And that's just one of those things. I don't want to put my name on the Lions again, Joe, because you guys you keep messing with me, man. Like I was all over them the last 4 weeks of the season last year to include against the Packers, right? And like I just no.
Whatever you are, you guys just do what you do. All right, go ahead.
I think the Lions bounce back here at home, prime time. But what a beautiful game to have as your hedge bet and a parlay. So the Lions will be in every single one of my parlays money line, every single one of them.
Yeah.
All right. So if it gets to that point, then I will put rate money on the Raiders money line on the spread. So hopefully you hit both of them. Question mark. There you go, fuckers. All right, Marvin. All right, love it. You're welcome to the Trash Talk team. No, there you have it for the NFL.
Nice use of the word F.
Yeah, the NFL is a tough one to bet. And again, a disclaimer here: do not gamble if you don't have any money. All right, just don't do it. Or if you or just message me or send me an email. Maybe I'll give you $20. I don't know. I'll let you put a parlay on it. Okay, big show tomorrow. We have an awesome show. We got Ron Stark from the San Diego Veterans Coalition coming on. They have a lot of cool things going on there, and there's a huge veteran population in San Diego with the Marine Corps and the Navy right there. So excited to see what they got going on and what they're doing, because it seems like they were predecessors to us at Veteran Trash Talk, not doing it with online, but they're doing it in person. So it'll be fun to see what they got going on. But other than that, this just seems like a pretty easy week. But Joe, what do we got for college, man? Who are your locks in college? Because you weren't on the As for Football show this week.
Oof, no, I was.
Did they send me the wrong video? Because you were not on it. They must have. Remember 2 weeks ago? I don't think you were on it. But anyways, if you watch our ads for football on YouTube, make sure you go to YouTube and follow that. Usually Joe's on there, but there was 4 officers on there. There was no NCO.
Yeah, no, I was definitely on the show. I hit one last night with Georgia Southern and Virginia Tech. But let me see. Where were they? I'm trying to get to them quick, but to believe it or not, North Texas plus 7.5 at home against Memphis is one of mine. I know that sounds banana sandwich. Minnesota -7 against the lowly Michigan State after they just knocked off Iowa is another one. Wyoming that line moved plus 5.5 at Boise was another one. And then snap. I think that was the 3 I had, because my Wolverines aren't playing this week and they've covered almost every spread other than week 1 this year. So yeah, I like North Texas against Memphis. I like Minnesota to blow out Michigan State. And trying to find my other lock on here, but I don't want to drag us out.
No, it's fine. But we have to address something here. That was not a fair catch. Iowa versus Minnesota. You are 100% right. And that sucks for Iowa because they cannot move the ball. And that was a lot of fun to watch. Iowa beat Wisconsin and didn't run one play inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't run one play inside the 20 and won that game. And they almost did the same exact thing to Minnesota. But Totis, I got to call you out here. All right, you can't be claiming
Liberty. It was Liberty, and Liberty already covered. They beat Western Kentucky. So
Yeah,
I'm a big Liberty and James Madison fans because they're both undefeated.
You can't claim Buckeyes, Totis. All right,
No.
and then also claim the Seahawks. All right,
No.
you got two real good teams in your region right there.
You don't get geographical
two
liberty.
real good teams. All right, and so don't give me this. I lived in Ohio for whatever. No. Either you're calling Tacoma
Can't be a
home or you're
Lakers,
not.
Yankees, Cowboys
All right,
fan.
don't be doing that crap. All right, we don't got time for it. We don't got the sobriety for it.
With
all right,
the Tar Heels in basketball, the Lakers in pro, the Cowboys, and the Yankees. Well, that's not fair. I like Detroit.
Good third grade comeback, Tony. He says, I can. I know you are, but what am I? You were in 10th Mountain. So why would you cheer for Ohio? Okay? 10th Mountain is not in Ohio. All right, we are all 18th Airborne Corps. We're drinking 10th Mountain bourbon.
Yeah, it's not a thing at all.
So go to 10thwhiskey.com, new 10th Mountain fans, and put in the code VTT and get yourself a discount. And I fall in love with the Buckeyes. Well, this is what I'm gonna before I get too triggered. This is what I'm gonna segue into our ending.
Go Blue, Michigan.
You know, I noticed somebody didn't show up today, and I'm gonna text him after this show, but I have not seen him in the chat thread. And Joe, I think you know who I'm talking about. All right, KB Bach.
Oh yeah.
Okay, like a good friend of mine, old Sergeant Major Bach. All right, old Ranger Regiment buddy. You know, like old KB.
I offered a gentleman's bet.
You did, and he didn't take it. And again, he was fishing. He was trolling though. He was throwing it out there, trying to get a little jig on it, like
I thought he might have been serious. Like, I'm looking forward to November. I was like, well, shit. So are the Wolverines.
Yeah,
they haven't lost in 3 years in November at all. Not to anybody, including the Buckeyes.
I am going to text. I say, watch the end of the show because Keith, you're suspect. All right, you're suspect. You talk all that shit, and then we do this show live. You're usually on it. You're usually commenting, and nobody. No, he's gonna be like, I was busy. I was doing something. No, you weren't. All right, no, you weren't. I know who you are. You weren't busy. You were doing shit.
Taking a picture with a sport coat.
But for the love of God!
All right, 42-20. That's my.
All right, let's close this out so I go cook some burgers and smoke a cigar. All right, remember, do not gamble if you don't have money. All right, just don't. Do not drink 10th Mountain whiskey if you have an alcohol problem. All right, don't. All right, that's simple. And 10th Mountain doesn't care that I say that. However,
Frozen.
Oh man, are we back?
We're back.
Oh, we're back. All right. Well, that's the end of it anyway.
No
So
wrong with scissors.
I'm gonna end the stream here. We're gonna go nuts. But anyways, yeah, see us tomorrow, 1700 Eastern time on the Trash Talk Hour. Put your money where the mouth is.